In this video, I'm going to show you how I change the fluids in the rear differential, the front differential, the transfer case, and the manual transmission on our 2nd gen 4runner. I've done this job before in a couple other cars, but this is my very first time working on a Toyota. I have to say that Toyota made it really convenient. On the Subaru, I had to buy some random 13mm square socket just to open the rear diff, and the car used different gear oil in the front and rear diffs. On my Xterra, it takes 4 different types of fluid, and it also takes a Allen key to open the rear diff. On the 4runner, I use the same 24mm socket for all the drain and fill plugs, and being that I have a manual transmission, I was able to use the same gear oil for everything. If you have an automatic, you're going to need automatic transmission fluid, but if you have the manual R150, you can just use the same gear oil as everything else. For your convenience, I'm going to put links to all the tools and the fluids and the gaskets that I use for this job in the description, and I'm also going to put timestamps so you can skip around in the video. Using a 24mm socket, open up the fill plug. As a general rule, it's always a good idea to open the fill plug first, because you don't want to drain the fluid and then realize you can't refill it if you can't open the fill plug. Using the same 24mm socket, open the drain plug. While the fluid is draining, remove the old crush washers and clean the plugs. Once the plugs are clean, add the new crush washers. Reinstall the drain plug. Using a fluid transfer pump, fill the rear diff until fluid leaks out the fill hole. Reinstall the fill plug. For whatever reason, our truck didn't have a skid plate, but if your truck has one, you'll have to remove it to get to the fill plug for the front differential. Apart from that, the process is exactly the same. So the gasket kit I ordered came with this one for the front diff, but it doesn't fit. It's a lot bigger than the other gaskets. So this is, I think, a crush washer that came off of the fill plug. I'm just gonna use a transfer case gasket because it fits right on top. And then I'm gonna use the same crush washer we use on the back on the drain plug. Using the manual pump kind of sucks, and in this case I was able to get the bottle to fit up here. So squeeze as much out of it as you can and then use the pump to fill the rest. Remove the skid plate for the transfer case. One other tip I almost forgot to mention, I would suggest using 6-point sockets instead of 12s. It looks like someone used a 12-point socket on these, and it tends to round out the edges of the plug. I ended up reusing these and was just really careful when I put them back on, but I did order some new ones for next time. Again, just fill it up as far as it will go until it starts leaking out of the fill hole. Replace the skid plate. Note that there are two bolts on the side of the transmission that looked like they could be the fill hole, and I chose this one because it was the one that was super mangled, so I'm pretty sure this was the right one. And after I looked it up, I found out this was actually the correct one. There is another fill plug looking thing on the passenger side above this drain hole, but we want the one on the driver's side. This is kind of annoying. I ended up ordering one of those flexible drain tool funnels for next time. Here's a closer look at that mangled fill plug. I don't know what the heck they did. Maybe they used a cutting tool to notch that? I don't know why, but I ordered a new one. This is what it looks like. So use a 6-point, friends, not a 12-point, and definitely don't use an adjustable unless you want rounded off edges. This one is still kind of okay. I'm gonna reuse that. Overall, this is a super simple service thing that you can do on your own. I think the hardest part was pumping the fluid because it gets tiring, pumping all that stuff. I actually bought an automated pump because I have to do this job on the Xterra soon too. I'll do a separate video showing you guys the automated pump and let you know if I like it and if it's worth it. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.